In a world where DayZ is still a work in progress around a decade after release, one burning question has stayed in people's minds for years, and with the recent step up in development as well as a few other things, people are now asking more than ever, are Bohemia Interactive going to announce a DayZ 2? If you like the video, please leave a like and a subscribe, it really helps me out. But without further ado, let's get into the video. How's it going, dry bag?
What?
Well, that was awkwardly long. So, elephant in the room. DayZ is great. I love it. However, it's a mess a lot of the time, and that is something we've all come to accept. Because let's face it, there are few games that would ever be left in this state that wouldn't ever be immediately hated into non-existence. So, are they more likely to fix the current DayZ or just give us a sequel? Let's take a look. When DayZ first dropped, it was never meant to be a game. Not really. It was a mod to another game, Armor, but a mod that became so popular it got its own standalone edition, which was somewhat to its own detriment because, and in my opinion, it put the developers in a weird situation where they now had to push and support a game they never fully intended to create. It was just something they fell into, and as developers they wanted to do other projects, make the games they wanted to make, but DayZ was getting more and more popular to the point fans were making it a lot of noise, meaning they couldn't really just drop support for it because it would have been a huge strike against Bohemia Interactive. It's not unheard of for developers to invest in games they don't want to make to help support the ones they do. Actually, it's quite common, and to me, that's what it feels like has happened here. And that doesn't mean I think the developers hate DayZ or want it gone. I do think they want it to continue to succeed, but that doesn't change the fact that DayZ was never meant to be what it is. It should have died years ago, but the community wouldn't let it happen. High five. And despite their limited, sometimes to the point of insult, effort in making DayZ better, it's never had the same attention as their other catalogue. Just look at all the DLC you can get for the Armor series. In addition to that, the game they didn't really want is still going strong 10 years later, and it's smashing player counts every year consistently. And it also seems to be outperforming their more recent projects, which also seem to get a lot more attention than DayZ. Even in their live streams, they seem to just outright dismiss every suggestion the players have been calling for years because it comes off as a lot of work. Yeah, a lot of work. You only have to look at streams from other companies and their engagement with the community to see what I mean. The developers are excited to bring you new content. They can't wait for you to get what you want so you can enjoy the game they've slaved over for thousands of hours. With DayZ, I've yet to see that same enthusiasm. And don't get me wrong, them fixing cars is great, but let's face it, this is years overdue, and we shouldn't really thank the developers for making their game work, especially when things like console mods, bows, the maps and whatever else is far beyond what they're willing to give us, despite the fact we keep asking for it. Instead, we get no mods, no bows, no new maps, but they will add a few locations to the incomplete map they released and charged us for. That's very nice of them. So where does that leave us? Are they just going to give up on DayZ and create a sequel, a game that rivals their first but with better stability? Honestly, I don't think so. DayZ is an unwanted child that keeps finding its way home from the woods. It's a glitch in the matrix. Its standalone status really is just that. The team will keep updating as long as the numbers are good, but only to pacify the players and avoid alienation. But their focus will always be other games. When the new Armor drops, they may even shrink the DayZ team further to focus on support efforts there, the game they wanted to make. That doesn't mean we're not going to get some cool updates for DayZ in the future. I do think they will continue to support it again as long as the numbers are good. I just don't think they're ever actually going to give us anything we ask for because, quite honestly, they don't seem to care. And look, there are some really cool updates coming out, and so many of them I love. Again, I love DayZ and I think it offers a lot, but even when it's updated, it's never what the players ask for. The numbers are growing and the devs are making money, so they need to keep us interested for those numbers to continue to grow. So they're releasing updates pretty consistently and have been for the past couple of years. But if we were to compare similar games to DayZ and their development roadmaps, would it stack up? And this video isn't a slight to the developers, not in the slightest. At the end of the day, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, and this is just my opinion. You can both love something and not agree with how it's being handled. DayZ is an incredible game I have invested thousands of hours into on each platform independently, and will continue to do so, but it has so much more to give and it doesn't need a sequel to be the game everybody wants. But like everything, this is just my view and I'm more than hoping to be proved absolutely wrong, either by somebody in a development team or somebody in the comments. I understand the developers do work hard, my comments are more on the direction in which their hard work is aimed and their lack of community interaction and attention with regards to listening to what we actually want. But let me know your thoughts below, and for more videos on DayZ, click here and here. And as always, until next time.